Are you tired of letting emotions dictate your decisions? Ever wish you could navigate life's challenges with a calm mind and unshakable will? In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get swept away by emotions, making decisions that we later regret. But what if you could harness the power of ancient wisdom to master your reactions and make choices grounded in logic? In this video, we're diving deep into practical Stoic teachings that will help you stay centered, elevate your self-discipline, and live a life aligned with your true values. If you're ready to take control and thrive in the modern world, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Understanding emotional reactions. Before we dive into the how, let's explore the why. Why do we react emotionally in the first place? From a biological standpoint, our emotions are deeply rooted in survival instincts. Fear, anger, and even joy have evolved to help us respond quickly to threats and opportunities. However, in today's world, these knee-jerk reactions often do more harm than good. When our decisions are driven by emotions rather than logic, we risk acting impulsively, damaging relationships, or steering our lives off course. Here's where Stoicism comes in, a philosophy that teaches us to observe our emotions without being controlled by them. Stoicism doesn't advocate for the suppression of emotions, but rather for their understanding and management. By recognizing the triggers and patterns of our emotional responses, we can create a space between stimulus and response, allowing logic to guide our actions. The Stoic practice of mindfulness. One of the foundational practices in Stoicism is mindfulness, being fully aware of the present moment without judgment. The Stoics believed that by cultivating mindfulness, we could better manage our reactions and make decisions based on reason. To start, whenever you feel a strong emotion rising, pause. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Why am I feeling this way? Simply acknowledging your emotions can diffuse their intensity. This moment of pause allows your logical mind to catch up with your emotional response. For example, imagine receiving an angry email at work. Your immediate emotional reaction might be to fire back with an equally angry reply. But if you practice mindfulness, you'll take a moment to breathe and reflect before responding. In that space, you might realize that a calm, measured response is not only more professional, but also more effective in resolving the issue. The power of perspective, zooming out. Another powerful Stoic technique is to zoom out and gain perspective. When we're caught up in the heat of the moment, our problems can seem overwhelming. But by taking a step back, we can view our situation from a broader perspective, which often reveals that our worries are less significant than they first appeared. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that it's not events themselves that disturb us, but the views we take of them. In other words, our suffering often comes from the stories we tell ourselves about what's happening rather than the events themselves. Next time you're feeling overwhelmed, try this. Imagine looking at your life from a bird's eye view. How important is this situation in the grand scheme of things? Will it matter a week from now? A year? By gaining perspective, you can calm your emotions and approach the situation with a clearer, more logical mind. Embracing impermanence, the Stoic view on change. The Stoics were keenly aware of life's impermanence. They taught that everything in life is temporary, our emotions, our possessions, even our lives themselves. This awareness can be incredibly liberating, helping us detach from the emotional turmoil that often accompanies change and uncertainty. When you face a challenging situation, remind yourself that this too shall pass. Whether it's a moment of intense anger, fear, or sadness, know that it won't last forever. By accepting the impermanent nature of life, you can prevent your emotions from taking control and instead focus on what truly matters. One practical exercise is to reflect daily on the transient nature of life. This isn't meant to be a morbid practice, but a reminder to value what you have while you have it, and not to be overly attached to any specific outcome. When you internalize this, you'll find it easier to remain calm and composed, even in the face of adversity. Practicing the art of indifference, what's within your control. A core Stoic principle is the distinction between what is within our control and what is not. The Stoics believed that we should focus our energy on things we can control, our thoughts, actions and reactions, and accept the things we cannot. This practice of indifference or apatheia is not about becoming apathetic or disengaged. Rather, it's about not allowing external circumstances, which are beyond your control, to dictate your emotional state. For example, you can't control how others behave or the outcomes of certain situations, but you can control how you respond. By focusing on your internal locus of control, you empower yourself to act with logic and integrity regardless of external pressures. Developing emotional resilience through Stoic exercises. To master your reactions, it's essential to build emotional resilience. The Stoics had various exercises designed to strengthen the mind and prepare for life's challenges. One such exercise is premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This involves mentally rehearsing potential difficulties or misfortunes you might face. The goal isn't to dwell on negativity, but to prepare yourself emotionally and mentally, so that when challenges arise, you're not caught off guard. By regularly practicing this, you train your mind to remain steady and composed, even in the face of adversity. When a real-life challenge occurs, you'll be better equipped to handle it with logic rather than emotion. Cultivating a rational mindset. To consistently make decisions grounded in logic, cultivating a rational mindset is key. The Stoics placed great emphasis on the use of reason as the highest human faculty. They believed that by aligning our actions with rational thought, we could live in accordance with our true nature and achieve a state of eudaimonia, a flourishing life. Start by questioning your assumptions and beliefs. Are they based on reason or on emotion? Challenge yourself to think critically and objectively about the situations you encounter. Ask yourself, what is the most logical course of action here? What are the potential consequences of each option? This kind of rational analysis helps strip away the emotional layers clouding your judgment, allowing you to make decisions that are in line with your values and long-term goals. The role of virtue in decision-making. In Stoicism, virtue is the highest good and the foundation for a meaningful life. Virtue is not just about moral goodness, it's about excellence in character and living in harmony with reason. When faced with a decision, the Stoics would ask, what is the virtuous action? Making decisions based on virtue means choosing actions that align with your true values: honesty, integrity, courage, and wisdom, rather than short-term desires or emotional impulses. For example, if you're tempted to take a shortcut that goes against your principles, a Stoic approach would be to consider the long-term impact on your character. By prioritizing virtue, you ensure that your decisions are not only logical, but also contribute to your overall well-being and integrity. The importance of self-reflection. Self-reflection is a crucial practice in mastering your reactions. The Stoics were advocates of regular self-examination as a means to improve and refine their behavior. At the end of each day, take a few moments to reflect on your actions and decisions. Ask yourself, did I react emotionally today? Were my decisions based on logic and virtue? How can I improve tomorrow? This daily practice of reflection helps you identify patterns in your behavior and develop greater self-awareness. Over time, you'll find that you naturally start to respond to situations with more calmness and clarity, grounded in reason rather than emotion. Detaching from the outcome, focusing on the process. One of the greatest sources of emotional turmoil is attachment to outcomes. We often invest our happiness in specific results, and when things don't go as planned, we feel frustrated, disappointed, or even devastated. The Stoics taught the importance of focusing on the process rather than the outcome. This means putting your best effort into what you can control your actions and decisions, while accepting that the final result is beyond your control. When you detach from the outcome, you free yourself from unnecessary emotional stress. Instead of worrying about whether you'll succeed or fail, you can concentrate on doing your best in each moment. This shift in focus not only leads to better decision-making, but also brings a sense of peace and fulfillment. Building stronger relationships through Stoic principles. Mastering your reactions isn't just about improving your own life. It also has a profound impact on your relationships. When you respond to others with calmness and logic, rather than letting emotions dictate your interactions, you create more meaningful and respectful connections. The Stoics emphasized the importance of empathy and understanding in relationships. By practicing active listening and putting yourself in others' shoes, you can respond more thoughtfully and avoid unnecessary conflicts. For example, if a friend or colleague says something that irritates you, instead of reacting with anger, take a moment to consider their perspective. What might they be feeling or experiencing that led to their behavior? By approaching the situation with empathy and reason, you can resolve conflicts more effectively and strengthen your relationships. Living in alignment with your true values. Ultimately, mastering your reactions and making decisions grounded in logic is about living in alignment with your true values. It's about ensuring that your actions reflect who you truly are and what you stand for, rather than being swayed by fleeting emotions or external pressures. In a world that constantly pulls us in different directions, staying true to your values serves as your anchor, keeping you steady and focused even when the storm of life is raging around you. To begin this journey, take the time to identify your core values, those deeply held principles that define who you are at your very essence. These are the values that resonate with your inner self and guide you in making choices that feel right, even when they're difficult. Whether it's honesty, compassion, courage, wisdom, or any other virtue, these values should be the foundation upon which you build your life. Understanding your values isn't just about listing qualities that sound good, it's about genuinely connecting with what is most important to you. Reflect on moments when you felt most alive, proud, or at peace. These moments often reveal the values that matter most. For instance, if you felt fulfilled after helping someone in need, compassion might be a core value. If you've taken a stand for what's right despite opposition, courage could be central to your character. Once you've identified these core values, let them guide every decision you make and every action you take. When faced with choices, big or small, ask yourself, does this align with my values? Is this decision reflective of who I truly am? By consistently making decisions that honor your values, you create a life that is authentic and true to yourself. Living in accordance with your values not only provides clarity in decision-making, but also fosters a profound sense of inner peace and fulfillment. When your actions are in harmony with your values, you naturally gain greater control over your emotions. You're less likely to be swayed by impulsive reactions or external pressures because you're grounded in what truly matters to you. Moreover, this alignment leads to more deliberate and thoughtful decisions. You approach situations with a calm and rational mindset, understanding that your choices are a reflection of your true self. This not only enhances your emotional intelligence, but also strengthens your relationships, as people are drawn to your authenticity and integrity. In the long run, living by your values infuses your life with deeper meaning and purpose. Your actions become intentional, your relationships more genuine, and your sense of fulfillment more profound. You begin to live a life that isn't just reactive, but proactive, a life where you're not merely surviving, but thriving, grounded in the principles that define who you are. In conclusion, in a world filled with distractions, stressors, and emotional triggers, mastering your reactions and making decisions grounded in logic is more important than ever. By embracing the practical wisdom of Stoicism, through mindfulness, perspective, resilience, rationality, and virtue, you can navigate life's challenges with a calm mind and a strong will. Remember, this journey isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Each day offers new opportunities to practice and refine these principles. The more you apply them, the more you'll find yourself responding to life with clarity, purpose, and inner peace. So, as you move forward, carry with you the timeless wisdom of the Stoics. Let it be your guide as you strive to live a life that is not only successful, but truly meaningful. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me on this journey of self-mastery and purposeful living. Thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more insights inspired by ancient wisdom and modern living. Stay stoic, and see you in the next one. Until then, stay strong, stay centered, and keep thriving.